Good morning, dear family. Greetings from Knoxville. My name is Leandra Kelly, and I'm honored to be your speaker this morning. As many of you know, last October I left California and I have moved to Knoxville, Tennessee. Today I'm going to share with you why I call New Thought Community my mothership, and how this connection continues to nurture me. Then I will talk about why Knoxville and share some of my experiences so far. First, I'd like to share some words from The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes in the Meditations section on page 671. The Shining Path. The shining path. The pathway of life shines before me unto the perfect day. I walk the pathway of the soul to the gate of good. I enter into the fulfillment of my desires. Nothing need be added to, and nothing can be taken from the all good, which is forever expressing itself in me. Daily I shall receive its great blessings, and my soul shall rejoice forevermore. I am now entered into my good. How is it that New Thought Community is my mothership? Well, a little backstory. In June of 2014, as my mom was making her transition, I came to a Sunday service at New Thought Community for the very, very first time. As I got settled in the sanctuary and the music began, and the choir began to sing, "This door is open," I could feel my heart opening. It was such a sweet, sweet song, such a wonderful invitation to come and be in community together. And then Carol Ann gave us her wonderful welcoming. She told us that she saw us as we walked in the door, that she could see our light shining so brightly, that we were welcomed here just as we are. You know, I felt like she was talking directly to me. It just went straight to my heart, and I could feel myself relaxing. I could feel my heart opening. I began to feel like this was home. This would be a wonderful place. Later in the service, I noticed that there were quite a few people who were tearing up, and that there were Kleenex boxes everywhere. And I thought to myself, oh my goodness, being a person who tears very easily, what a wonderful, wonderful event to have not only Kleenex boxes, but for it to be expected that people are going to be moved, people are going to be touched by the service. And it was such a wonderful feeling. I felt so uplifted. I felt so acknowledged. I began to feel love that very, very first day. So much so that as I look back, I can remember feeling wow, I've come home. So I continued to come to services. And by the fall, I had joined New Thought Community as a member. I had joined the choir, started singing in the choir, which was always so delightful, so wonderful. And I signed up for classes. I started taking Science of Mind 1. Science of Mind 1 is a wonderful introduction into the philosophy of religious science, into a regular meditation practice, and into spiritual mind treatment, also called affirmative prayer. In these classes, an amazing thing happens. We learn about each other. We learn about the things that bring us joy and the things that are challenging to us in our life. As we study together, we begin to build a deep connection to each other. So I completed Science of Mind 1, and many of those students continued with me into Science of Mind 2. And then some of those students continued with me into Science of Mind 3. And over a 5-year period, we were developing very deep connections with each other. We had a sense of community, a sense of belonging, a place where we knew that we could be ourselves, that we could share our deepest concerns and our most joyous feelings of love and successes. It was a wonderful place, and the classes really fostered that deep growth inside of ourselves. It's a place that creates a safety, a feeling of safety, where we can explore deep, meaningful things, where we can be in community together, not only with my fellow and sister students, but also with the wonderful teachers. It is a lovely, beautiful environment. And the more that I participated, the more I began to feel that I belonged. The more I began to realize that this was a place that I could share my gifts with others, and that I could receive the gifts of others. And that is how it became my mothership, my place of connection, my place of deep feelings and foundation. A place where my faith developed and deepened and grew in my understanding of how everything fits together. Ernest Holm teaches us that there is one mind. What is this mind with a capital M? Again, in the Science of Mind text, on page 354, Ernest Holmes writes, "Only one mind. There is no such thing as your mind, my mind, and God's mind, in which there is only one mind, in which we all live and move and have our being. Things are ideas in form. What else could they be? There is nothing from which to make things except ideas. In the beginning, we behold nothing visible. There is only an infinite possibility, a limitless imagination, a consciousness. The only action of this consciousness being idea. Over time, the more I practice this perspective, the more I have experienced it to be true. When I do treatment for you, when you do treatment for me, we experience this one mind together. I feel my deep connection with you when I am treating for you. And I am reminded daily that I am not alone, that we are all here together, beautiful, unique expressions of the one God. The mothership connection continued. This time of COVID and of social distancing has been isolating, but we have been blessed with Zoom and Sunday services on YouTube. I'd like to take a moment to give a special great big thanks to Natalie Nigg and the New Thought Community Media team. A special thanks to all of you who contribute to making these happen each week. To be able to see your faces, to hear your voices, to learn about your struggles and your successes. It's so wonderful, especially for me. I know that many of you feel as I do, that being this time where we couldn't join together to worship together, at least we could worship together in this medium. And it has enhanced my connection. It has allowed me to continue my physical connection with you. Before Zoom, if I had moved away, we could talk on the phone, we could write, but it wouldn't be the same thing. I wouldn't have as much access to you. So I'm very, very deeply appreciative of us being able to do this. So next is, why Knoxville, you might ask. Well, I feel that Spirit led me here. Don't know why. I haven't had any big ahas yet, but I think it'll come. There is the fact that my only son, Kevin, lives and works in New York City. And now we are in the same time zone again. And that feels really good. Knoxville. Let me tell you a little bit about Knoxville. Knoxville is a city on the Tennessee River in eastern Tennessee, near the Smoky Mountains. Beautiful area. Our population is around 200,000 people, and we get about 50 inches of rain annually. 50 inches of rain, guys. It's heavenly. It's delicious. It's wonderful. Everything is so lush and so green. It's really, really quite wonderful. The people are friendly, and it does take time to build new community. I think that's one of the things that I forgot about, just how long it takes to make new family, to make new friends. It does take a while. But I have connected with a few people. And I have become a member of the One Spirit New Thought Center here in Knoxville. I've become a member. I've started contributing to Sunday services. And I am listed on their website as their licensed religious science practitioner. And so slowly over time, I am building community. In conclusion, having left my mothership, you guys, I'm still able to maintain a connection, if not physically, certainly spiritually. I don't know what Spirit has in store for me, but I'm sure it will be good. And I'm sure of my eternal connection to all of you. I leave you with this from Karen Drucker, from Karen Drucker's song of the same name. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. And so it is. Namaste. Come see me in Tennessee.